Hey, many fish. August 23rd, 2017. And I am in the midst of a pretty deep study into this entire Moses account on Sinai and the commandments. And it's very deep. And I have a couple of places where I'm just really stuck in. But I want to put out, as usual, what I've already come up with. So, first and foremost, as I'm reading Exodus, and I've read it a couple of times already, and we look in Exodus 31, I believe, and this is when Moses goes up the mountain, up Sinai, the first time. Okay, and he communes with God, and he receives the commandments. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him, upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of God. Okay? And I just want you to look at this. Just pause it for a second and read the definition of that, or better yet, I can bring it to you. It's Elohim, plural of the deity, a deity. This is not the supreme God, Jehovah. So, and I've seen that in other places, and I just want to make sure that I will get the context right, so I get this all right. Okay? So, that's his first time up. He comes down with the stones. The people are sinning. He smashes the stones. Then he goes and he begs God, basically builds a tabernacle. He communes with God again, and God tells him, all right, I will forgive the children of Israel, and you have to make 2 new stones with your hands, hewn by Moses, and carried up the mountain again. And this time, God dictates to Moses what the commandments are. Okay? And while he's up there, Moses asks if he can see his glory. I just want to make sure that I kind of get this right, the context. And God says that you can't see my face, but I will do this for you. And he said, thou canst see my face, for there shall be no man see me and live. And the Lord said, behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock. And it shall come to pass, while my glory passeth by, that I will put thee in a cleft of the rock, and I will cover thee with my hand, while I pass by. And I will take away my hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen. Now, that sounds like an eclipse to me, the way that's described. I would ask that you read this and just kind of like envision that. I don't have graphics that I can do that stuff with. Not to mention that it falls in the 33rd chapter, the 22nd verse, where the eclipse itself occurred on the 232nd day of the year, which most people were aware of. Okay, and it's in Exodus 33:22. Could that be coincidence? Absolutely it could. But the fact that it's an eclipse, and of course we got our 223 that we see in all these various places that seem to match up. And so, I have those couple of questions there that I kind of am having a hard time getting past. And I'm hoping somebody can come up with it. I'm going to keep studying it, but for right now, like I say, I'm just trying to spoon feed my own, clogged up brain with a little bit of this information to get out to maybe somebody else can have a look at it. But it's quite interesting. And how this year ends with the 333s, that is fascinating to me because it can go both ways. So now I'm questioning, quite a few things here with the whole Moses Sinai commandments account that are not troubling just yet, but they have the potential there. But I'll just take it to the Lord and pray on it, and hopefully have some more clear answers for you guys pretty soon. But once again, this is some very fascinating stuff. And there are a couple of more links that I don't want to make this too lengthy and get it too convoluted, you know what I mean? But I want to just have everybody remember that Syria Fest is coming this September 3rd, all right? And they are featuring what I understand. This is what they post on their little Facebook post, and it's the only place you'll find it. You won't even find it on their actual website for Syria Fest. Okay? You'll only find it on this link I will leave in the description. But apparently, they're going to have a life-size arch, just like we've seen, you know, around the world. And I was wondering where the heck it was going to go after it landed in Italy, and perhaps this is the answer. And where it's placed in D.C. is very interesting, where they're planning on putting this thing, and the time frame that it sits in, you know. There's a ton of very interesting things here to look at, because we're going through this month of what is referred to as repentance and contemplation, and you know, there are so many ways we can look at this, and I still firmly believe that God is pouring out His Spirit, and the devil's also pouring out his delusions. He's pouring out his, you know, trickery, and throwing everything he's got at us to get us running up and down every rabbit hole there is. For me, it's just overwhelming sometimes, but thank God I'm on the rock. You know, it's really getting interesting, folks. And I wish peace and grace to all, everybody. And I'll talk to you soon. Any fish.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armour of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armour of God,